Hello, it's Ben from VeloViewer here, and this video is about the special hidden features that we have in the Velo flow. So one of the most requested ones are the ability to have more than one rider selected in the Velo flow. Currently it's just the one context blue rider and everyone else is just an orange spot. So I've got a ride here, a very badly spelt ride with lunchtime ride with my brother. So what I want to do is get both of us in there. So if currently I'll go in here and just pick any of these segments here, and it'll open up the Velo flow. For that, you'll notice that the activity ID here for myself is in the URL here. So what we can do is go back to the ride, scroll down here, and there's the View on Strava external link. Click on that, and this will load up my ride in Strava. And you'll see that it says me and one other. Click on that, there is my brother. I click on him and it blows up his ride. So the ID at the top here is the activity ID or ride ID. So I'll just copy that, come across into here, and then add a comma and paste in my brother's one. So now if I load the rides, and I'll just move us down a little bit down to here, then you can see that there are actually two dots there now, one for me and one for my brother. If I press play, it'll probably go off really fast, but you'll be able to see that there are two of us in there now. A couple of the other secret features that we've got are we can default in a time gap. So by default the time gap is 5 seconds, but if you put TG equals 1, you'll see that the time gap here is defaulted to 1, so you can pick any of those numbers that you have in there, and also the number of riders, you can default that in there as well. So not that we need any more than 10, but you can just say a number of riders equals 50, and that will default in the number of riders here as well. As long as, once again, it's one of the numbers which is within that list there. If you change any of these manually and then you click on any of the social networking links up here, then it will automatically put those values in the URL for you, so you don't need to worry about passing those in. So what else we can do is we have a cyclocross race over in Macclesfield on the other side of the Pennines from Sheffield. It's got 7 unique riders in there, and what we'll do is we'll also set the time gap to be equal to 1, just so it's always going to be that. And if we load that up, then it opens in the cycle map, which is not the best to view a race which is over on the grass. So if I go for the aerial view, it makes it a little bit nicer to look at. So I press play on here. As you can see, this is just a cyclocross race across the fields here, and you don't really get a good idea for what's going on there at all. So what we can also do here is add an extra parameter on here, which is just A, and if we put A equals 60, load that in, and then press play, you've now got a tail on there which is actually 60 seconds long. So it's 60 seconds because it's 60 from here multiplied by the time gap, which is 1. So if it had been 5 or 10 seconds, then obviously the tail would be longer than that, and you adjust that value there to make the tail the length that you want. So that gives you a slightly more interesting view on things, but for this course it takes about 9 minutes to get round. So if I put 480 in here, so 480 seconds, and then press play, I'm just going to make the window a little bit bigger so you can see it a bit closer. So now, because we've picked 480 seconds, we should get a tail which is almost the full lap of the course. So as the blue dot context rider comes up and catches up his tail, it starts disappearing in front of him. So now you've got quite a nice view of the course there as it goes around. So to combine the tail there and the multiple context riders, what you can do is create a URL like this. So we've got 6. Let's make that smaller, sorry, so you can see it. So you've got 6 activity IDs in the list there. It's got the segment ID, it's got the date, it's got the time gaps for 1 second, and it's 60 seconds long. So we load the rides here. I shall just make this bigger again so you get to see more of what's going on, and I will press play, and then you can watch what goes on. So we've got 6 riders up in the URL. So the riders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 here with the different colours are just the IDs that you've pasted in order. So you can easily see who's who, and because you would have just got off and got those IDs, you should know who they are. For privacy reasons, I don't show the rider IDs or hovering over any of these things. So using those secret features, you can do some quite cool, crazy, stupid things. But it'd be quite interesting to see what things you come up with using those. So if you have anything interested, then post a link to them on the comments, and I'll be interested to see them.